I didn't see you guys there.
Today we saw...
We've literally been here the whole time.
Today we saw a movie that starred Joey Lawrence, that guy from the screen test of Amazing Spider-Man, as they combated an oppressive government run by Colonel Sanders and got to compete in some games run by Dusty from Twister.
Yeah. It was Hunger Games Catching Fire.
Oh my.
So don't turn it off. It was Catching Fire.
Like anyone's gonna turn off a Joey Lawrence movie. Dum dum!
I think everyone's gonna turn off a Joey Lawrence movie.
Is that Law and Order?
Yeah, you're doing a
Yeah, you're doing the Law and Order thing.
I don't know why.
Ooh, do that.
Dum dum!
Do that right now.
Hello and welcome to Resisting Boredom. Today we have seen the movie The Hunger Games Catching Fire. The second movie in the, trilogy of books, but now quadrilogy of movies because they need to milk that for every dollar they can. So,
makes sense.
As they do with a lot of things now.
That's what they do in books, movies.
yeah, they split them to make
One
them last
book to
longer.
3 movies, 4 books to 4.
Yeah,
and
but anyways.
7 to 8.
It's great math, kid.
Anyways, it was Catching Fire. It was directed by Francis Lawrence, who did Constantine and I Am Legend.
Oh.
So yeah, not a very beloved director, I would
I
say.
like both those movies.
I like both
Ish.
those movies. They have their
Wait, those
problems.
are graphic novels, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They have their problems, but I like those movies. Anyways, it stars Jennifer Lawrence, Josh Hutcherson, Liam Hemsworth. Oh man, I should have wrote this down. Stanley Tucci, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Donald Sutherland,
Woody
Elizabeth Banks, Woody Harrelson,
Lenny Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz. Thanks, you guys are helping me
Jenna
on this
Malone.
one. Jenna Malone,
Bob from accounting.
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, that's who I meant.
I
White people.
think that's good enough.
There's a lot of white people.
The Rose from So I Married an Axe Murder.
Yeah, sure. Rose from So I Married an Axe Murder. But I think that's good enough. You get the point.
There's people in the movie.
And probably some MMA fighters who played,
No, I don't think I don't know. Some of those guys might have been. He might have been an MMA fighter.
He must be. But,
What? Alright, anyways, Catching Fire.
Grab. Anyway.
Sorry, we saw it. We're going to tell you what we thought of it. Alright? Who wants to start us off? Should I start us off? Since everyone's just sitting there?
You don't want to do it again.
Alright, time for everyone to hate me.
Okay.
I was kind of disappointed in the Hunger Games, the first movie, right? I thought it was a good movie until the end. I thought the end was a cop-out and kind of cheap and stupid, and the fact that they ended up keeping both of them alive.
Because the whole berry thing?
The berry thing was dumb to me. I thought if the berries were going to be used to me, I thought they should have been used in her to trick him into taking the berries, and therefore, killing him, and she survives. She could have been dealing with the guilt. It could have been a very interesting character piece going forward. That's not what they did, because that's what I wanted to happen.
Because it was a teen drama book.
Yeah, I'm a dark individual, so I usually like the very flawed and guilt-stricken
Like
characters.
everyone just fucking died.
Everyone dies.
I don't know how you're in the next couple movies, but everyone died. Yeah.
So I was disappointed in the ending of the first Hunger Games movie. So going into this movie, I had heard it was better, and I agree with that statement. I actually think this is a better movie than the first one. I actually really liked this movie. I didn't think I was going to like this movie as much as I actually did. In the beginning, it has the same problem as the first one, which is it takes way too long to get to the Hunger Games
Half
themselves.
the movie is before the actual action.
And I understand that there are plot points and things I need to go over. Things
What's
happen.
that plot for?
Things happen, and it's not like that boring. But you are kind of getting the feeling of, let's just get to the fucking games already. But, it takes a while, and people read the books, maybe enjoy all that stuff. But yeah, I thought it took a little too long to get to the Hunger Games again. And but anyways, in terms of the things that happened in that spot, though, they talked about Rue, was her name, right?
Oh yeah, Rue, yeah.
Was it Rue or Prue?
I thought it was
It was
Rue.
Rue.
I thought it was Rue. But anyways,
Wait, Prue was her sister, isn't it? Not Prue.
I was on the verge of tearing up actually
Prue.
in that moment. To tell you the truth, when she she breaks down talking with the little girl, I almost teared up in that moment. I made seem like a fool for saying that.
I got
it's true.
choked up.
It's true.
It's
true, and really, probably the reason why I almost teared up a little in that part. Got the
You
feels.
love bunnies.
The reason I probably got the feels in that part is because Jennifer Lawrence is really fucking good in these movies, and actually in just about any movie she does. But she killed it once again in this movie, and yeah, great acting. This is why people are nominated for Oscars.
Acting.
Yeah, this is why she's nominated for Oscars, right? It's because she's an excellent actress. And we get to the Hunger Games, and you know, they get to the end again, and of course they have to find a way out. But spoiler alert. But anyways, not really. But I was much more happy with the way it ended this time. Whereas the first one, the ending was my issue with it.
Yeah.
I'm actually very excited for the next one because of the ending of this movie. So that's the gist of what I wanted to say. I thought they did some interesting things. I saw the trick of the games coming like 15 minutes before they even like mentioned it. Like I kind of figured out how the game worked.
At the end, just for spoilers.
Yeah, I figured out how the game worked way before the characters did, and it was kind of frustrating in parts because they just weren't ignoring the fact that that's how it was. But I overall really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was entertaining and exciting and fun and had a message, I guess. It had a thing going on. I understood what was going on a little better. Maybe it was just being in this world now for 2 movies that I was starting to understand it more. But yeah, really liked it. Thought it was awesome. So who wants to pick up from there? Does anyone not like it and they would like to go next now as a counterpoint?
I'll go.
Oh right, Richard didn't like it.
So, Richard, you hadn't seen the first movie.
Yeah,
First of
all,
all,
let's preface with that.
that's all I'm saying. I'm just kind of curious about this.
No. I hadn't seen the first movie, nor did I take the time to watch the first movie. They told me it was based off Battle Royale.
No, we said
It was like
not like
Royale.
we said we could quick explain to you what the movie was, and we said it's basically Battle Royale with some differences.
Yes. That's the picture that was painted for me was Battle Royale.
Richard
So-
is awesome today.
So that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
that's what I went into thinking.
All right.
So, you know, I could have watched the first movie, so that way there I could, you know, have something to bring to the table. I really wanted to
You
sit
did?
on the other side of the camera for this one, but I came along for something to do.
You know what?
Good.
People might want to know if they should see this movie if they've never seen the first
Yeah.
one.
If you haven't seen
That's
the
your
first
point
movie-
in this right now.
If you haven't,
So you can
Alright.
tell
Like,
that.
did you feel lost or anything like that?
Yeah.
Such, like,
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
how I really feel.
Yeah.
Well,
we won't
Tear it down.
I like how
Tell
you're
us.
talking about the pacing. The first half of this movie, it's like
Here it comes.
there's a fucking love story. I felt like I got months into that mess. So it's just like, really? You know, love story. I'm like, what the fuck? I want to see people fighting for a sandwich and shit because Hunger Games.
Ah! Yes!
This is what I wanted!
Richard wanted hobo battle.
Keep going! Keep going!
Richard,
I want more! Give me more!
He wanted bum fights.
Oh god, that would be amazing. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. This is gonna be on it.
But no,
What
it's
do they like the name of this?
no, we need editing. But no, it just like I said, it seemed long. I was bored. It just like really. So finally, yeah, you got to the Hunger Games. So I'm like, all right, this is kind of what I was looking for.
Stan sandwich.
yeah.
Well, no, they actually.
There was
I
a
guess,
cornucopia.
I guess the fighting part. I'm like, all right, I remember this from Battle Royale. So it's like, all right. I don't know. I was bored. I don't. If you haven't seen the first one, probably don't go see the second one. You know.
Yeah, I understand that.
I guess not only that, then too, it's like, all right, love story. So she's got 2 different interests. She's like, there's this guy and there's that guy, and then I gathered that Woody Harrelson was a previous winner, or
So you figured stuff out. You
I
figured stuff
gathered
out.
that. I'm like, oh, okay, what the
They didn't
fuck's
really
he doing
explain
here?
a lot
Yeah,
of
they
the
didn't.
first
They
movie.
didn't do a very good job of like leading anyone into it. They just kind
So
of.
I
dropped you
assumed he
into
was
it.
a previous winner, and I guess once you're a winner, then you're
supposedly safe.
When you're a jet,
immune
you're a
from-
jet all the way.
that's right.
They relied on a lot of people kind of watching the previous movie.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of movies take with their sequels. They do try to like shoehorn like a little summary in the beginning, or so they try to like hold people's hands because they expect people to not have seen the first one.
But
this
this
movie
was-
did not. This
Then
movie
it just jump on the bandwagon.
Did like
Also-
gist,
also-
did the gist that kind of gave you about it like at all help
There-
at least understanding it?
to be honest, it did.
It probably didn't.
There were certain things
Be honest.
that
I won't take offense. I told you to
Yeah.
do it.
no, there were a couple things I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, I remember Kit saying something about that, but I just kind of turned my brain off and watched the movie. It's just like, yeah, okay.
That guy's got a really fake tan and white teeth.
Do
Yeah.
you have any interest in seeing the next one?
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
I probably won't see it. No real
This
interest
is
in
good.
seeing it. It's just like, yeah, it's all right. I just came along because I don't have to work tonight. It's
Do
just
you have
something to do.
Do you have any
We
interest-
kind of talked you into it.
Out of curiosity, do you have any interest in seeing the first one? Just see what the hell you missed exactly in that.
Yeah.
Probably not.
It's just not Richard's thing.
I
No.
wasn't, yeah.
So also then too that combination Boy Scout Heil Hitler thing, is that some sort of
You know what? I don't even understand that.
I remember seeing
yeah,
the commercials
it's-
in the beginning of the movie. They always show her doing this or
It's
whatever
like a
else before the movie
salute.
start.
I don't know why it's three
Yeah,
fingers.
I think it's like
I can't remember.
I think it had to do with the little girl too. Like it's something to do with that. I haven't seen the first one since we saw it in the theater.
Like what?
So
the
I
little
don't
girl
I
and
actually
your
saw it-
sister.
No, the
No, the little black girl.
the one who
Really,
died, the one where it has the
Oh.
picture, and she's like, you know, she's
Oh,
like,
and she
motivated.
caught and stuff and incited riots or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. No, I really wasn't a fan. I was bored and I wanted more fighting and ass kickery, I guess.
I get that.
You wanted Battle Royale. Maybe we shouldn't have just said this is like Battle Royale.
Nobody really wants Battle Royale. I mean, it's
Why? Battle Royale's a great movie.
it's a good movie, but it does suffer
Kerry
from a lot
Yama
of
was amazing in
pacing
that.
issues too.
yeah.
I did see. Okay.
Battle Royale is like
I
a
did
two-
see similarities where they did
2.5,
kind of
2.5 hour movie.
where they did kind of.
It's a long fucking movie.
All right.
I did see the Battle Royale similarities there. I'm like,
Yeah.
because where they all kind of packed together instead of killing everybody else. Be like, we'll stick together.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then,
Well, thin the herd.
Well, thin the herd, then we'll kill each other later.
So guys, I guess we won the Hunger Games.
Yes, apparently we have.
I hate you both.
Take that, Joey Lawrence.
Oh.
What? Who's that?
We're winning the Hunger Games. Eat it, Ethiopia. We beat
We'll
you.
have 15 minutes of just us eating.
We beat Ethiopia.
What? Hunger Games.
This one
And-
suffered from a lot of less child murder. I like the first one a lot because it had plenty of child murder.
I guess I was looking forward to child murder.
Yeah, but this one's like all.
Oh, maybe I'm the only one who liked this movie. Yeah.
There were previous people in it, so I'm like, oh, as soon as they said that, I'm like, so there's gonna be less kids getting hit with spears, and just like the beginning of the first Hunger Games, where it's just like a bunch
But you
of
had older
12-year-olds
people.
getting just fucking.
I'm pretty sure there
You
was
had
like
old
a
people
trident
instead,
kill. I'm
though.
like, dude, did you just
See,
kill
that
the
was
guy
the
with
thing,
the
like,
trident?
we
That
lost a bunch of
trident
12-year-olds
was
and we
bitchin'.
gained one grandma.
All I can think about is Brick killing the guy with the trident when the trident
Brick
killed
killing
him.
yeah, the trident.
That's what I was thinking. Like, no, I said, yeah.
Richard, if you really want, I'd say, because it's on Netflix and you have the week off, just skip to the first hour and a half of the first movie, get right to the Hunger Games part, because that part's worth watching.
Yeah.
Until the dogs come.
Just if you feel like it.
Till the end.
Yeah. If you have some spare time,
monkeys
like,
are better than
what can I
dogs.
do?
That's the other thing we
Yeah.
found out. Monkeys are better than dogs. The monkeys were better looking than the dogs were
Yeah.
in the first movie. Like I bought the
They
monkeys.
had
one.
like
They're going to go for the
steroid
thumbs.
induced dogs in the first movie instead of the apes.
The baboons.
yeah, the baboons.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I guess I'll pick it up from Richard.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright,
'Cause
yeah.
It seemed like you didn't like it either. So let's keep going on this
I
hate train.
didn't like it as much as I liked the first one. And
Really?
yeah,
Less child murder. Yeah.
well, there's 100% less child murder. That's a negative.
Oh yeah, because
But I think like the whole point of this movie was to kind of set the point of the revolution and stuff like that. But we don't really get a lot of that. It's all like behind the scenes. It seems like way more is happening behind the scenes of the movie than you actually see. You see
Well,
like
that's because it's through her perspective, and she only sees so much.
Yeah.
They hide a lot of it from her.
That's annoying though. That they.
But that's all-
Normally you'd have dramatic irony or whatever it's called, where like the audience would know even if she didn't know.
yeah.
Okay.
But you did see
It gets
things
frustrating.
that no one else
There,
could
it
see.
was frustrating
Yeah.
No one else
because it
could
was
do.
obviously like a lot was going on, but they don't show you that. They just show you like maybe a glimpse here and something like that, and you're like something bigger is happening besides fucking romance plot because you can't figure out who to give upper V card to. You know, like there's something bigger
Wow.
going on than that.
I don't think
scene
that's
we
the
get.
way it is. I don't think that's the way it is. They set up in this movie that she actually seemingly, although she's not sure herself, that she wants to go with the Gale guy, other Hemsworth, not Chris Hemsworth, Liam Hemsworth, and she really doesn't have feelings for Josh Hutcherson. Like that's the whole thing in this movie, and I think the
That's the
reason
whole thing
it
of this
became,
movie. I don't give
Is
a
that
shit
that
about.
pet-
It's
dude.
fake. That's why the PETA guy.
PETA.
whatever.
I
But
was
they
like,
kept-
why the
but
fuck
that's
did someone
when-
name their name
Okay,
PETA?
well, it's future or whatever. Why would they name their kid Katniss? But anyways,
Because then you like
See, I
combine
still
the
thought it was
names in
Candace.
there.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I heard the names too. I'm like, what the fuck's this shit?
Till I
Because
saw
you
it, till I
combine
saw
the
it,
name
but that
of
was- that was a
like,
front.
and Ben Affleck, it's Benifer. It's actually penis.
no, all right.
Well, I'll say, let me do it
Got a
right,
point.
left, right to
Okay,
left. First, And you just
Sure.
add it magically there. Like
Okay.
the stars and
Get
shit.
one.
But
Yes,
that's for the cameras that she is interested in that guy,
Yeah.
right? Whatever happens later on, maybe is just feelings get in the way and not being sure and all that kind of stuff. But it's not so much of a love triangle as though she loves both of them. She only really loves the one guy, and that she has to put on a front for the other dude because of the stuff.
And
Yeah,
Josh
except
was
when
saying.
she's in the battle.
Because she needs
Josh,
to appease
continue.
the president.
Honest about that.
But yeah, there's
I think her mind starts changing, like she starts to...
Yeah, no, that's the thing though. It's like
wow.
We could
As
love
much
each
as I
other
want to
forever,
analyze
as
the
long as we play
relationship
Hunger Games
angle in
every
this
couple
movie,
years.
You're
I
like,
had
man,
no
I'm
interest
stuck
in
Hey,
in it
Brian,
now. I
keep
think you're
going,
kind of
man.
hot now. Yeah.
Brian, keep it going.
And
All right, Josh.
I wasn't interested in the romantic angles of any of this movie. Like I
Okay.
get that as
fuck
a
that.
I get it as a thing and a motivation for the characters, but it's just so convoluted at this point.
I don't need half the fucking movie being a love story.
And that's kind of, I mean, it's most kind of a love story. And then we get to the pacing with this movie. Just both of them suffered from the same issue. I thought was,
Yeah.
and we already talked about it. It took too long to get to
Half
the
the movie.
actual Hunger Games, which is what the movie was fucking about. So I mean, at least the first one, I thought the first one paid off a lot more. But I mean, it was the intro. You get a lot of, it's like an hour and a half of a lot of setup and everything, and then the next hour I don't remember how long the first one was, but it's like the next hour is like it's a good payoff and an exciting Hunger Games. Like this seems like the Hunger Games in this one was a lot shorter. Like the actual action sequence of the
True.
movie
Yeah.
was shorter, and the build-up was just so much like pomp. It wasn't a lot of pomp.
I don't know.
It wasn't a lot of some. A lot of like
I think it's
they're just trying to
I
make
thought-
it more
I thought the,
exciting.
The action in the games, though, I thought was better than the action in the first one in the games. Because in the games,
Well, they had less 12-year-olds, so they could do a little bit more.
I guess, and they didn't have as much of like I'm hiding in a tree
Yeah.
or all that kind of stuff. I'm hiding in my face.
The thing
painted.
I liked about the first
So-
one, though, was a little bit more brutal to me. Like the wasp
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that stuff. Like the first one seemed a little bit more.
the
brutal.
cornucopia. Yeah.
Shut up about the fucking cornucopia. But it just the first movie seemed way more brutal on like everybody involved and on Jennifer Lawrence and like it just seemed like it took its toll. This one, like we get the poison fog shit, but they washed it off, in like the end of it. Like
Spoilers.
spoilers. But it just this movie seems less brutal than the first one, which kind of was like,
Or maybe it's because they're, the Hunger Games All-Stars. They survived. Other
Yeah.
ones, so they know how to play the game now. It's like
and
Survivor.
whatever the convoluted almost ending. But the thing I didn't like the most was the ending. I don't understand how you like that, because it literally was just, all right, and credits.
We can get to that when we get to the spoilers.
But that's, to me, I was just like, so that's how they're ending it. Like the first movie at least had a definite.
I knew the credits were coming exactly when they did.
I was praying
Just
for
like,
it to come.
the first movie had
Shortly after the claw game happened there at the end.
the first movie had a definite. They've told this first book story. The end. Continuation later. Like I got that from the first one. This one I was like, wait, they're fucking ending it there.
yeah, it really doesn't stand on its own.
It's true.
You're gonna need
You
at least
need-
the whole at
you
least
need
3
the
movies
next
out,
movie.
Yeah.
if not.
And
We'll get
that's,
to that in spoilers some more. So anything else you wanted to say?
if you saw the first one, see it.
Okay, so in the end it wasn't that bad. You weren't like hating it.
If you enjoy the series, you should watch it. But
Oh,
I
okay.
think this is so far the weaker of the two. And once we get the third and fourth one, we'll find out where this one stands in the test of time. But I agree with Richard. If you haven't seen the first one, don't bother.
Yeah, I think it'll be hard to kind of follow.
Yeah.
all the way.
I like
And it really didn't.
I saw Richard squirming in his seat a little
Yeah,
bit. I
it
was
really
like, yeah,
didn't
he's bored.
hold up to people that if you're just gonna jump in now, don't do
Yeah.
it.
No.
Let's go to Brian.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, we're making dangerous territory
I know.
here.
I want to watch Kit.
Well, what I wanted to get into was I remember today before we were going to see this movie that I remember not liking the first one, but I couldn't really remember what it was. And now as we're sitting here, I remember I didn't like. I think it's the fact that are they PG-13?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
You just can't cover this content. I don't know what the books are like. I hope they're darker. This kind of material needs to
Well,
be
I
darker.
would guess it's your imagination more, so
I've
it can
heard-
be darker.
Yeah,
That's how
I've
you-
heard
Yeah.
some people say that they like the books better in the movie, but then
See,
who doesn't say that?
I just can't take the first one seriously because although there's child murder in there, they take the wrong tone with it, or at least I got the wrong
I thought
tone.
the first one the tone was kind of off, and this one
Yeah.
they had to use some of that tone unfortunately because it was already set up.
Yeah.
But I thought in this one they made the tone a little better. Like they improved the tone somewhat with what they had.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't change.
Well, my thing was just like, it's child murder, and then Although I guess I've heard that children make better soldiers in a way that they don't have
Army guy.
the normal
Ender's Game.
adult reasoning that adults have. They have context. Children don't, so they can kind of run with it. But anyway, it just seems like there was not a lot of hesitation, and I don't know. There just should have been more grittiness to it or something. It just
like a Saving Private Ryan.
It just lacked something to me, and I came out of it with a bad taste in my mouth, and I think the beginning of this one, if they would have somehow been able to tacked all Katniss's PTSD and that onto the first one, you really have. I think you should watch the first one and the second one basically on the same day or within a week or so you have them both in your mind.
I mean, that helps for any.
Yeah, but
they didn't really touch on her PTSD a lot either. Like there was,
but it was there.
It was there, but I mean,
just a couple times.
Yeah,
but like
they could have done a little more with that.
But once, I just thought it was kind of fun. Like
that could made more entertaining for the guy who has no fun.
And like,
well,
when the game started, she
when the game started, they dropped it completely.
Yeah, she had
well,
no problem.
but that's what I don't know, but that's what I think happens is you get into a fight or flight.
Yeah,
And
adrenaline.
that stuff.
Well, that's why she gets all
over,
makey outy with.
It could
I
be.
thought that was a little funny, but
I think that could be.
Is it Hutcherson?
Hutcherson?
Yeah, that guy. The dude who's been in a lot of stuff.
Had one more point, but it's
Who
not that important.
Things, stuff.
It's not that important. So
So did you like the movie though, or did you not like?
I like this one better.
See? Oh, I thought I might be the only one.
Yep. No, I like this one better. I did not like the first one.
Wow.
But this
For
one's
similar reasons to me, you thought the end was weak, or do you have different?
not so much.
Just
It's
the
more-
tone? Is that what you're
That
talking?
just totally the tone ruins it for me. I can't take it seriously, or I don't know.
The first one, this one.
It's funny because the first one.
Yeah.
The first one, I just can't get over the what do you call it? Like where you take a step back and just go with the movie.
Okay.
But yeah,
Where
You shut your brain off.
yeah. There's a word.
There's
for it.
another word
Yeah,
for it.
but I can't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
But like child murder, I can like, all right, that's what's happening in the story. But like the tone, it just brings me out of it, and I just can't do it.
Maybe that's why we liked this one more, is because we kind of knew what we were to expect. You know,
Really
maybe it was the first one. Maybe it was the
I
first one,
understand.
not knowing what to expect,
As a
and then
United
being
States
let down by
Army soldier, your uncomfortableness with child murder makes
Yep.
me upset. You're supposed to go overseas and kill children,
At least
right?
Final Children.
Well, I don't know.
Just the tone.
That's what we want for you.
I don't think that's all right. Is that all you have to say?
Yeah, that's all I have.
Brian?
I'm a kid.
Kit, close us out here.
Side with me so we can make a deadlock.
I like the first Hunger Games movie. It felt slow in a lot of parts though. Even a little bit about when she was actually in the Hunger Games and fighting for her life. It still kind of felt a little bit slow, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. And this one, I thought it was better. I actually did think it was better, and I can tell you why.
Do tell.
All right. Well, right under a gun.
What gun?
That gun.
Anyway, like what you guys said about the whole like love triangle thing between like her, Pete, I didn't want to say
Gale and
Peter.
Peta.
Peta, is it really? God, it's like a fucking roll. Peta and Gale, like I actually didn't think it was so much a love triangle, really.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So you don't think
I
he was in
saw-
love with Gale?
I saw her. Here's what I saw.
actually.
I saw her friend zoning both of them.
That's true. In a
Essentially.
way.
And yeah, during the whole like the battle of like the having the whole Hunger Games thing, she felt attracted to Peta a little bit because of the whole event
How
of what was
helpless he was.
happening, and maybe she did feel something. But for the most of the beginning, I didn't
The
feel
woman in trembling.
like there was like a whole romance at the beginning as much.
Yeah.
I liked how they kind of touched up on like the aftermath. Well, of course they had to, but like it was interesting to see like them go from like district to district and sort of give their speeches and try to like deal with what the fuck was happening.
Sorry we killed your friends.
Sorry, we killed your friends.
Well,
They
they
deserved
We
it.
survived, bitches.
I never met this
they didn't
guy,
necessarily kill
but
their friends,
hey,
but
Alright,
okay.
fine, that's we survived. They did.
yeah,
Oh,
basically, that is.
But the
that is
District
what-
11 thing, I did kind of think like, geez, this is
Thanks
this
for
is gonna be
thanks
a
for
little difficult to deal
thanks for
with.
sending losers.
Because Rue was a big character,
Yeah,
and like
okay,
the reason that the one guy Thrash didn't kill her was because she was with Rue in the first place,
Mhm.
and that actually, I thought that was a big scene a bit.
Did you get the feels too, or
I did. I did. I got a little bit. I started to get a little bit choked up. I was like, no, you have testicles and a penis.
See?
Don't cry. You're in a room full of teenage girls. You're just gonna be one of them then.
That is true.
All the estrogen in the air. That's why.
Yeah, no, with the estrogen in the air.
Can inhale it?
I enjoyed the whole setup thing. I saw a need for everything they kind of pretty much did. I kind of wish I saw General Lone topless, not that I haven't already, but they kind of pretty much.
Well, that was kind of cool.
So she couldn't take her gear off and go.
You know, when you say something sensitive, you don't have to follow it up with, I need to be manly now. I need to talk about some naked chicks. I don't know if you needed to go there.
She's got a really jacked up face. I don't really.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, this is a discussion for another time.
Anyway, I enjoyed all the characters. I liked Woody Harrelson's character. Well, he's an alcoholic, but that's not the reason I like this character.
You can identify us with Woody Harrelson's character. Woody Harrelson's character. I mean, it's just Woody.
I like how they touched up that at least that PETA didn't have to go through the whole denial shit.
See, you keep saying PETA. I keep feeling like he's like saving animals or something.
I feel like he should be a falafel, but it doesn't matter. I like the whole PETA shit where pretty much like they didn't do the whole stupid crap of like. He needs to realize she didn't actually have feelings with him. It's like, oh yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
It's cool. We're not going to put that stupid shit in there, just as well. The Hunger Games in general, the whole battle shit, I liked it. I liked the way they kind of set the tone for the whole thing. Like, they used more of the terrain, like hazards. They used more of the hazards than they did in the first movie.
Well, because they knew they were...
And they had a certain way they did it, which I found interesting in general. Like, you had to be smart.
Philip Seymour Orchestra.
I mean, because it wasn't all physical, like, combat thing. It was actually, you had to be smart a little bit to actually get, like, to be able to survive, too. It was like, you know, like, because they had the whole... Spoilers.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that in spoilers more. But, yeah.
I like the characters, like, even, like, the veterans. I was really curious to see who the people were to survive. And I like that not only were they like really brutal and like violent, but they also had people who were smart and talented, and then they had people who were just like very like good at hiding in general that survived.
Skill sets.
I like different skill sets, and they actually really added that on there. I thought that was really interesting,
especially all the old screen time.
And the old broad who got in there, I was kind of surprised to see there was an really old broad in there, and she actually was pretty good in the movie, I thought.
She reminded me of the old lady in Donnie Darko.
Well, no.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you mean she was really good at making a fish hook? I think, and getting carried. That was...
I enjoyed the old broad. I actually thought the old broad was the guy was the chick that guy was interested in. Was the old broad, which would be really weird.
Yeah.
They were like
because she's really old.
Their son, I guess.
But she did kiss him on the lips, so I kind of thought. But anyway,
there was a parental. They already said that. Don't make it weird.
Pretty much, it was violent. It like there were things I didn't expect. The ending caught me off guard. And
because the credits roll.
You told me like we talked about the whole like point of view from Katniss and everything like that. I think I prefer the point of view from Katniss more. Yeah. Because like I kind of did get a feel of there's something going on in the background, but I like that they didn't just outwardly tell me. Yeah. I could just kind of I could not fantasize, but like more wonder of what's going on in the background. Like
it piqued your interest.
Because this person said they saved so and so because of you.
Yeah.
And then this.
They kept telling her that.
Like, wait a minute, what the fuck's going on?
They hinted at it throughout.
They hinted, and I liked that.
Yeah, me too.
And like the end did give me want to see more, but the very end before the credits, I agree was like that's the way you're really gonna end it. I mean, like all right, but
I thought this was a weaker ending.
I just bought the ending more. Like the reasoning for why I bought it.
The end I liked, but like the very last frame of like film that they used before the credits.
The Mockingbird.
Oh, not the CGI shit, but the shit before it. I was like, really, you're gonna end it here? You don't give a little bit more information? No, you're gonna.
No, I knew at that
point.
But
I did like it. I liked it more than the second one. Maybe like Brian said, because I liked it more than the first one.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe because I actually I saw the first one already and had a lot of information that I could play off of. So, but yeah, it's not bad. If you saw the first one, see it. If you didn't see the first one, yeah, maybe you should just see the first one.
If you're interested, then watch the first one first.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, right? Still.
I think it's still on Netflix or Amazon Prime.
It's on the internet. definitely is on the internet.
Yeah.
Not
Or you
that
can
we-
probably find it cheap.
Although I also think that like for
Well, it's kind of old.
for
I
the
mean.
whole Hunger Games thing, just in general, how it's different battle royales, like pretty much Hunger Games, like they let them know like a week or so, weeks in advance that they're gonna go in there and kill each other, and like
That there's
battle
actually
royale,
training?
it was like, oh good, you woke up from the knockouts again.
Yeah, they throw them in.
Here's a bag and a weapon in there. Get the fuck going.
Well, maybe
Well,
a
like-
weapon in there.
Yeah, there
Maybe a weapon.
there is a
Maybe there's
type of
some
weapon.
rope.
It may be a paper fan, but you could possibly kill a person with a paper fan. Take
Okay,
a good
we-
goddamn long time.
We don't need to talk about better.
And it would be good, yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say before we go into spoilers here?
I thought
Spoiler
Jennifer
territory.
Lawrence actually did a good job acting it. I believe her performance.
She looked good.
Yeah, she looked
Unbelievable
good.
performance from Jennifer Lawrence.
I really was sold on Jennifer.
Woody
Lawrence.
Harrelson, I believe his performance too.
Once Silver Linings
Performance.
Playbook came out, I was really sold on Jennifer Lawrence. Like I was like, wow, she's fucking awesome.
Want to see it, hadn't seen it.
It's a great movie. But anyways, now spoiler territory, right? You've been warned.
Spoiler alert.
If you do not wish to be spoiled on Catching Fire, the second movie in the Hunger Games now quadrilogy of
Franchise, just call
Yes,
it a
a franchise,
fucking
alright.
It's a franchise, yeah.
You've been warned. So spoilers. So basically, the way this movie ends, in case you want us to tell you the end of the movie, is stupid. Really?
It's
I thought the
stupid.
first one was stupid.
I was thinking more of a woman.
You thought the
dressed
first
up
one was
in
a cop-out.
outfit and just
Yeah, that's why I thought it was stupid because it was like, well, that's stupid.
The first one, I guess you could see it as a cop out. This one I saw was just a stupid way to end the movie. Cause
I didn't
literally
like-
just
in the
was
first
it was
one-
abrupt. This
in the-
movie ending was abrupt.
It was rough.
Perilous
But
cats.
in the first
Weird.
Anyways, in the first one, I didn't like when they changed the rules the first time. So they changed the rules once, and I'm like, oh Jesus! Now they got their excuse to save them both. And when they changed them back, I was like, awesome. And then they didn't do anything about it, and that's what let me down.
And then
It's
she
like,
broke the shit out of the games.
yeah.
With a very contrived.
Turns out,
Copper.
Mr. Beard didn't last after that first game. We find out in this one. So, anyways, so spoilers for this movie. Basically, a lot of people survived this time, right? Not
we don't
just-
know.
We don't know
Oh.
who how many.
Okay.
Just a couple.
The
So
main
that's
group,
more
for the most part, pretty much survived.
We don't know
right?
what happens to the games after the end of the movie.
But basically, she, from a technical aspect, breaks the game.
She breaks the shit
Yeah,
out of
she
it.
just breaks the arena.
There's no
basically.
reason for them to continue, but that doesn't mean they don't
She
fucking.
destroyed the Thunderdome.
You know, another thing about
That doesn't mean
basically-
they don't show gum shits and just fucking.
Another thing
blow
about
it all
curiously, when she was checking Beatty, the nerd guy.
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright. Like for like if he's dead or not, the cannon went off. But
Yeah.
at the end, he's not dead. So does that mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And that mean
Gotcha.
then, does that mean one of the bad guys attempted, one of the two professionals or whatnot
I have no
died
idea.
or?
Could have been.
Maybe they just
Yeah.
brought him back to life again. That
'Cause I was about to say,
pisses me off.
otherwise they're still alive.
Again, this could be me being dark, but I kind of get the feeling of maybe Peter really did die, and they just aren't telling her because they don't want her to like lose her shit.
Well, no, at the end I think he is dead, but I was
Yeah.
pissed that he died. Like he was the first.
Oh,
one
and then
dead.
got.
I actually
saved.
thought he died
No,
when
they
he touched.
said Peter was locked up at the
They told her
No,
that.
They said he was
Oh.
at the Capitol because he still had the tracker in his arm. Same
Yeah.
thing. Same thing with
They told her
Joanne.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they kept on picking up the bodies.
He's probably technically
Why
alive
did-
right
See, I
now.
thought that was stupid.
What is
They
the
didn't
claw
do that in
game?
the first
The claw
one.
game.
Yeah. They were pretty good with the claw game.
They
Yeah.
didn't. They didn't
Yeah, they
claw
were good.
game in the first movie.
It's true.
Yeah, it's like,
and I thought
why
it was kind of
claw
awkward that
game?
they did it this time because it's a pretty dead giveaway of where
Well-
people are if you're paying attention. You want people to sneak around and because ultimately what you got to remember
Well,
is
this
the-
is a year later. Maybe they've.
what you got to remember about the
brought in
Hunger
the claw
Games. And the reason they do the Hunger Games is to entertain the general populace, and so I was every time they did some shit with like the poison fog and stuff like that, I'm like, if I was brainwashed, I love the Mr. President mentality, and I was watching the Hunger Games, and suddenly like poison gas like kills like 3 people in the fucking thing, I'd be like, fuck you, why are you like they're supposed to fight each other and someone's supposed to win, and
Yeah.
you fucking throw in like lightning bolts at them? That's fucking bullshit.
Because they're too busy fucking around not killing each other, so
Yeah.
we need to implement
Well, no, it just
the fog
to
and
me
kill
like
each other.
the natural hazard seemed or unnatural hazard.
It kind of
seemed like,
encourages them to do something.
it seemed like it was more of an
Yeah.
issue in this one because in the first one they like maybe threw a couple. They threw
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
dogs.
The environmental
fire.
hazard.
There was the
Yeah.
fire.
And the fire.
Natural selection wasn't taking place,
But
so they fucking
mostly it was people killing each other. And this one, it seems like the environment was killing more people people than they
But they were forced to do that because they were much more a group this time.
But,
they held hands and they were more of a team. And you had your like evil people.
The whole thing was they were trying to pacify the public. They wanted the games to continue and show them the ugly face and get everyone.
Well, they wanted to the reason, fear too.
But the reason I felt that the environmental hazards were all really okay is because they were all veterans. And this was like the 75th anniversary, and they were supposed to do something special.
This is the All-Star version.
So yeah, All-Star version. So they had to throw in more bad out there.
I got that, but
from
to me
the
it just seemed
slip-on.
like I'd be like, if I was in that universe, I'd be pissed off that the environment was killing people, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see them train each other and
would just
up, and then suddenly
by
there's
that
like a flood,
perspective,
and I'm like,
I would be pissed off that the environment did kill people because like, come on, you survived more than that, and a fucking cloud killed you.
Well, but remember, the whole point of this was just to kill him. Like, I don't think this one was as much about entertainment.
It was supposed
this one was more about we're going to kill them without just killing them. Like,
I want a point of order here. Show of hands. When the cloud showed up, you realized the old lady was dying.
I didn't realize she was dying.
Oh, she was gonna die.
I knew she was gonna die.
When the poison cloud showed up, I was like, oh, this is where she dies.
I knew she was gonna die, but I didn't think...
we all knew she was.
I knew the guy wasn't gonna like stop carrying her. I figured he was gonna die with her almost.
I thought that might happen.
I saw that and like that's where she goes, and I was like, ah. See,
when he let her down,
kind of predictable.
there was some predictable stuff. Like I said, I figured the clock thing was pretty obvious to me pretty early on.
Yeah.
So that was the thing that I was like, why aren't we figuring this out yet? Why aren't we figuring this out yet? And then the one, So I Married an Axe Murderer chick is like, tick tock, and they're like, you crazy bitch, shut the fuck up. And it's like, no, actually she's just telling you guys what's going on because it's pretty obvious.
I didn't see
At
the
least
clock
it was
coming.
to me.
Did you guys? Did you see the clock thing?
The clock setup?
I didn't see the
with
clock
the
setup.
different
Did you see the
setups
clock
or whatever?
setup?
I didn't see that.
No, not really.
I knew it
I
as soon
turned my
as...
brain off watching this.
Well, when the lightning thing hit 12.
The lightning hit the thing, and they're like, so it's
okay.
midnight, and they're like, oh, it's the 12 districts and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh, so it's midnight. I just assumed that was the correct answer.
See,
and then when she goes up in the tree and looks at the island or whatever, and I saw that it was divided, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. It's like a clock.
I didn't realize, had I known they were traveling and that, because they kept getting hit with shit.
They were going clockwise.
Had I known they were traveling
Had they not
clockwise,
gone clockwise, they would have been fine.
yeah.
That's true.
I would have liked to see the raining blood thing to understand how exactly that was a horrible
And
hazard.
it was really sold to me when I saw the water only coming in a pizza.
Well, and they did have the force field stuff.
Yeah.
What, 12?
When the water was coming, I was just kind of wondering, shouldn't you be running? I mean, like, do you...
Where were you going to run? Basically, you're...
I don't know, like uphill. Like, just...
The monkey fight was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it was better than the dogs.
It was better than the dogs.
But, I mean, I kind of like the fact that they were, like, throwing down with a bunch of fucking monkeys.
That dude could fucking
like,
swing a
just
trident. Like,
just
crazy,
Yeah.
Like, PETA was, like, using a machete or some shit.
But he was just, like, fucking slicing
Yeah,
bitches
yeah.
down, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is like an actual fight scene, and it's monkeys, but it's...
Well, at the end of that
still-
scene, they needed to go back to that cornucopia thing because she ran out of fucking arrows.
Shut the fuck up about the
It was called the cornucopia.
It was called the cornucopia.
I know, but he keeps saying cornucopia.
And it was
That's
a
the
cornucopia.
second time.
So,
But they had to go back
I
there
said
because she ran out of
cornucopia the
arrows.
first time. That's why you're thinking he said it a bunch of times. But
Fucking pie.
I liked that they played with your expectations. Like, you thought that one guy was going to be a dick and he was going to be like the nemesis or whatever. And then they set up that, oh no, I'm on your team. I got this wristband, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, he's gonna,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, he's gonna double cross him. But then he didn't. And you're like, you know what? I actually kind of admire the fact that you just kind of messed with us.
Brian, did you just drink in everyone's face?
Yeah, I kind of did. But I thought all that stuff was kind of clever. And like Kit said, the Jenna Malone character he thought was going to be, you know, evil.
A lot of
or,
the characters,
you know,
like they said at the end, like half of them knew about the whole plan.
Yeah.
Half of them weren't in on it. And like
Yeah, we're all in on it. We've been plotting.
Which we didn't really talk about. So the big thing is Philip Seymour Hoffman really isn't a bad guy. He set all this up to help, and, you know, get the revolution basically.
I don't know. He
going.
really
because some people
I was
are
gonna say
really
when
tired.
Dusty
He doesn't
left the
want
Colonel Sanders in the room watching the game.
Yeah,
I was
kind
waiting
of
for Colonel Sanders to die. I'm like, he's gonna kill the Colonel.
I
Yeah,
thought he
something
just
was
ran
happening.
because like holy shit, bro, happened to the
That
last
could be true,
guy.
that could be
That's
true.
That's what it was.
He's Mr. President.
But I bought that they used like the electricity to fuck the shit up rather than, oh no, we'll just change the rules. I thought that was a better way of ending it than
Like she
we'll
fucked
just
up the
change the
dome,
rules and make it over. Because I just thought that was like,
And I can get why
Well,
the end of
that's
the
it.
first one is kind of just like, it's why? Why did they do that?
And it is an abrupt ending because this movie is basically set up for the third one. But that's how most trilogies work.
It is.
It really is. The first one is more of a standalone story, and then the second one builds off of that and sets up for the third one.
I just think it's kind of shit storytelling thing.
Look, Empire Strikes Back ends with Luke getting a robot hand, Han Solo frozen in carbonite, and everyone going off to get off the
that Vader's his father.
Yeah, it ends abruptly. Nothing is ended.
Shit, it's like, well, nothing's right as it should be right now.
Well, no, it's an ending because bad guys won, basically.
Yeah.
I guess Empire's the best one to me, but
because the bad guys win at the end, and they're like, and they're you can see like they're gonna sally forth for the next.
But it's all a setup for the next movie, and that's what this one is too.
But this one was more. It wasn't so much it was a setup for the next movie, but it was so.
Well, the ending was
dependent on
the ending was they survived. The games are over. They survived.
I just like the how much they talked about.
But considering the Hunger Games itself is like 25% of the movie. Mm-hmm. Where the other 75% is all like a lot of build-up. The fact that they like leave off just because like, oh, the games are over, that's how the movie ends. See, that's shitty to me because obviously the movie wasn't about the games.
But
it's
this
about
is
the story.
now it's
the
not
politics
about the games.
behind everything.
So like as soon as they end the games, I don't think they
Yeah.
had to end the movie. They could have.
This was my problem with the first one though, is I didn't get all these mythology things with the like, oh, there's a revolution and all that kind of stuff. I didn't get all that from it, so that's why when the games ended wonky to me, I was like, well, that kind of sucks. And in this one, the games end wonky again because it's not down to one person.
That's why I wonder
but
what
I buy
happens in the
it more
next
because there was much more. And this is why I'm excited for the next movie too. Is we all said that a problem with this movie is it takes forever to get to the Hunger Games, right?
There probably will not be a.
There won't be Hunger Games next time, right? So the next movie, the reason I'm excited for it is because, well, guess what? We don't have to wait for Hunger Games now. It'll just be the revolution. It will be the war, the battle.
How weird
the
will those last two movies be though? It kind of.
I wonder how they'll be split up.
It's actually
I haven't
supposed to
read
be
the
one
books,
book, but of course they split into two.
Yeah,
It's just
that's what they do in all of it.
So they can drag
like Harry Potter and Twilight and
But
all
it's-
that.
be long as shit.
It just seems kind of interesting to me because like the last two movies, even this one, even though it was kind of forced, I guess you could say this was forced Hunger Games. Like they wrapped her back into it by like a new rule change.
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
But
So,
it
but the
was-
first two had Hunger Games.
I think it made sense the way they did it.
It did. But I mean, these last two movies had the Hunger Games. The next one, I haven't read the books. I don't assume it will because I don't know how they would have it in the middle of a revolution.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
the beginning of a revolution, not the middle. But like, how will the other two movies stand when it's a movie that's been based about like dystopian future and these games they have to play when suddenly they don't have the games anymore?
I think that was the hook. That was the thing to draw you in, and now they're like, oh, now we're gonna have the real thing.
Honestly,
Like we got you in with these games, but now it's going. I'm hoping that it's gonna be like this gritty. No more computers making shit going on, just people fighting each other, but on two sides of a war.
Well, the way I expected,
it's going to be a war movie now to me, not...
The way I expected the second movie to end was going to be that like everyone essentially dies their own little way, and just again, it's her and PETA, and he just chooses to kill himself or some shit. And then she wins, and then like Colonel Sanders, like...
Yeah.
You know,
gets mad and...
is just like pissed off.
A riot erupts because she wins.
What the fuck is this bullshit? Like now
never be
she's
happy.
even more of a symbol because someone martyred themselves for her.
Yep.
And I thought that was how it was gonna be.
I thought it was gonna end similarly, where it was gonna be like just her at the end. Peter was gonna sacrifice himself or whatever. That's how it ends.
Skittles.
And then that was gonna lead to some sort of rioting, uprising thing. And the fact that it didn't, I really liked because I was like, oh, so there's more to this. There's like this underground movement, and there's all these things. It's that.
I was
part
surprised
of it
by
that I
how
really
many people actually wanted to attempt a revolution.
Well, they were
Do you
living
see
in
that
pretty
shit
shitty
was
conditions.
The shit is fucked. But I also saw people get their shit pushed in. So it's kind of like...
They did not hesitate
Do you really
to
want
beat
to
the
try
shit out
this?
of Lenny Kravitz.
Every one of those
Or
assholes
anyone,
every one of those motherfuckers has a P90.
They were just
whipping
beating
people.
Yeah, they were just beating
whipping
people on the
chambers.
streets.
Yeah.
They were just beating people on the streets. You're not gonna feel like we should fight this.
What do you have to fight with? That kind of thought.
Well, no,
to
and
myself.
and I always hate the dystopian future type movies for that reason because they always go really heavy-handed. And I'm like, if you're trying to control them and with fear and stuff like that, you don't just randomly
No, it's a bit
firebomb
much.
their fucking shit.
That's
What?
the thing. The president knows that fear alone.
Yeah,
They'll do it,
but he's
yeah.
still like, oh, go hit people with your fucking
Like,
sticks and burn
I'm
your
just
shit
still
down.
far,
Like,
far
did you
above
really
District
order
12.
that? Is someone up there going like, you know what? They're really pissed off. They're agitated. They're on the verge of a breakthrough. we should burn all their personal objects and just beat someone with our sticks.
Well, they also.
Let's do that.
I think it's
Look,
pretty
but they-
obvious District
although-
1
I don't
and
put
2
it down.
are at least
That was the
behind
game's
Capitol.
director's idea, and he's on the Revolution side, so that's
Yeah.
actually the game director and
I-
deciding the.
He was setting
Yeah.
a lot of that.
I
up.
think it's
That
pretty
was-
obvious though. District 1 and 2 are pretty much on the Capitol side. I don't know.
For the most part,
yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Like District 3, I don't
Closer
really know. Like
to
the lower the number, the closer they are with the Capitol.
Yeah,
It seems like that because
Yeah.
I
there is
actually-
no 13.
I like
Well,
to see
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I like to
Now
see
it's
where,
like-
where Katniss is at the party, like celebrating their victory and everything like that. And like Peeta goes like, "Oh, I'm full." I was like, "Here, drink this." What is it? It's saying to make you throw up so you can eat more. People are starving. You're really handing these things out. Yeah.
But
Wow,
so you can
that
taste
was-
everything.
Okay.
I actually like that. I like that.
That was the point of the scene. No, but then
but
Like, there was a point of the scene.
but if you're complaining,
And I enjoy that scene.
But
is what I'm saying.
all this makes sense even in the
Well,
real
yeah,
world
that's
to me.
why I
Like
asked.
these are logical steps to where things are going to me. Like I don't buy it as
Thanks,
oh,
Obama.
This is well, I think the opposite is the reason. But anyways, it's the thing of people do throw up to be able to eat more.
Yeah.
Like all that kind of stuff. These are all just logical next steps.
Roman
right?
times had vomitoriums.
Well, I'm just saying, like
And poop
rich
sponges.
people will do anything to
don't forget the poop
keep
spoons.
Have
rich
more,
and to
yeah.
make
Like,
themselves better. So I don't have
I want to eat
I will
more,
just do
but
this.
I'm so full. I
Yeah.
know, vomit up and eat more. That's yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Rally.
Vomitoriums and
So
poop
this,
spoons.
so I don't see it as being like too much over the top in that respect. We got it in there, and it's these are all logical steps to where things could go if they continue this way. Even the games themselves, with reality television, although reality television seems to be dying down now a little. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Although,
Yeah, we're on
although
American
fucking,
Idol
I don't
13.
watch it. I never
fucking
did.
Duck Dynasty rules everything, and that's stupid as fuck. So,
Dynasty.
anyways.
Bullshit.
I can see where a lot of stuff can come from our society. I don't see it as they're just making shit up. So I guess we'll just quick wrap this up. Are we all interested in the next movie? Richard's
No.
not.
Yes.
I am. I'm on board.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone but Richard is interested in the next movie. Are we interested in reading the books?
I am.
I am also.
Not really.
I read enough books.
I don't. I just buy them for like $1 on Kindle and
Yeah.
then never read them.
Like
That's what I do.
I could maybe read these books.
That
It's
makes
just I have a backlog of so much other shit I have to read. That this
Yeah,
is-
me too.
I should
This-
read books,
This
but
isn't even in my fucking
Nah.
front load.
So anyways, that was our review of Hunger Games Catching Fire. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to,
Tune in next week when we review This Horse's Anus.
be sure to like and subscribe, and you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/resistingboredom. You can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/resistboredom, but I don't even know if anyone pays attention to that.
The big
anymore.
intestine, the small intestine's a favorite one.
So, you can go to the website, resistingboredom.com, all that kind of stuff. You can find all that in the show notes. But for this video, every YouTube video has show notes. Anyways, you can like this video. Should we try to find it? Where do you think it is?
It's gonna be down here.
You think it's down here?
Or,
I think it is down there.
it's to the right.
Yep.
There's the like button.
you can't stop for me.
Cat, if you eat my fucking cat.
So,
He's so cute though. I want him inside me.
on that note, thanks for watching, and until next time, be sure to find your own way to resist boredom.
He smells my cat.
You don't have a cat.
Exactly. Now anymore.
It's called leftovers.